Hey y'all, we're good. We're live. Hey, how are ya? It is Tuesday. It is the 3rd of August, 2021. It is raining here in the beautiful, beautiful state of Virginia. Not the whole state, obviously. Um. Oh yeah. Well, here we go. Uh, this morning we had drama with the image. What are you gonna do? Uh. Oh, my day was super productive. I made a whole bunch of fries and it was not that awesome, but they were fries, so they were good. Uh, yeah. So let's see if we're streaming to all parties. It is what time is it now? It is 6, so we're early by a little bit, which is good. That's interesting. All right. Let's put this back here. And did we? Yeah, we did do that, didn't we? Yeah. All right. Excuse me. Now we're going to check the other streamers to make sure we are streaming. Let's move this over here. Uh, 6 o'clock. Yeah. I sliced up an onion. I was going to attack the steak today. I'm going to cook the steak directly after this stream. Directly after this stream. Is it? Uh-oh. Here we go. All right. Can I hear anything though? Okay, I can hear some stuff. All right, so let's close this and then move this back and go back to our original and make sure we can hear that one. All right, so we can hear this one too, which is good. Now we just close this. Updates on your whole drama while you're in the middle of a complete and totally different drama is slightly annoying. All right, this goes here. All right, we're streaming to everybody. We can cut all this stuff off. That takes longer than necessary. I looked and that took me 2 minutes to do that. I guess it's not bad. You can't do everything instantly. You check a minute here. Ooh, excuse me. Huh. And a minute there. And there meaning this website, that website. I'm starving. I actually planned for this. I bought a couple of fruit salads. Good Lord, what's on my eyes? So I was trying to. Here's the thing. This is not here nor there. The best fries are deep fried fries, right? You can make them on a sheet pan and then guess they're all right. But the best fries are deep fried fries. Oven fries are problematic. I don't know why. Why is my eyes watering? Whew, let's open up some curtains. Let's get the shades popping here so we can see the sunset. There you go. All right. So yeah, it was not the sunset. It's a cloudy, rainy day. What is in my pocket? I'm gonna put that here. So the last few days we've been running through politics because Biden calls out New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign after reports details sexual harassment allegations. Oy. What does one to say about it? There are corpses on the road. Afghans flee for their lives as troops battle the Taliban. Man, I gotta tell you. Yeah, I guess that's the big thing. I kind of don't care about it. Oh, excuse me. I do think it's interesting that Joe Biden, who has the same history, is like, oh, you are just the shakiest freak, and you need to get out of here. But I guess they can't be like, how did this get way over here? I guess they can't be like me. I need to. You did, yeah. What is going on in my eyes? All right. Ugh. We're good. We're good. Ooh. Wow. So I hate to be. I'm not like tired or anything. It's just all of a sudden. I have that. I have an eye issue, and then sometimes it kicks up for no reason, and then that will kick up my other eye, and then before you know, I'm tearing up a storm, and I can't see shit. Ugh. Ugh. Those fries were not that bad, but they were not that good. Like I said, the best fries are fries out of a hopper, deep fryer rather. Ugh. Ugh. Nothing to talk about. We checked the news all day, man. Like I said this morning, we could end the stream now. We could go on my phone and go to the beach. What would you call that? That would be 20 minutes or so of beach. God, I wonder what traffic is like. We're not going to the beach. God, anything for you guys. We're not going to the beach. It's the weather, actually. We checked this yesterday. We like to be consistent with the weather because the weather guys are always wrong. Yep, it's raining. It's gonna rain. Oh, wow, it says here it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain for the next 24 hours. Ah, the Biden administration is gonna announce a eviction moratorium. Yesterday, they just said they couldn't do anything about it, quite frankly, and you were on your own. That's essentially, that's essentially what they said yesterday. And I thought it was 2 million people. It's 20 million people, which makes more sense, right? America doesn't have a small population of anything bad. Um, that's not true. No. We have a small population of billionaires, and they're fairly bad. But generally, if you've got this amount of drug addicts, it's going to be 20 million people. Because if it's a 1% of the whole, it's going to be 3.24 million people, right? And that right there is a whole bunch of mofos. And they're talking 20 million people. They're not all single in their 20s layabouts who do nothing. Some are hardworking people with kids who played it honestly in this. How can I say? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to call it corrupt, but like, yeah, America has America has a corruption problem. It really does. No one calls it that because everybody's in the same bed together. The media wants to be in bed, and the media is two fractions, right? There are your celebrity fraction telling you that you know the rich are never wrong, and there's also the political factions who's telling you, trying to tell you who you should vote for, who are their friends, so they can get tax breaks and all this stuff. And then, God forbid, one of them murders, rapes, robber, kills somebody. It's never in the media because they're friends of each other. But you sneeze in a crowded elevator by accident and watch the CDC and the FBI raid your house. It's that kind of nonsense. Um, yeah, the New York governor is creepy, I guess you'd say, but so is the president. It was a cult of rich people doing weird shit in private, I guess, because they could, and nobody was going to hold them accountable. Now here they are, and no one's really holding them accountable. Um, yeah. You want to look up this Cuomo thing? Let's read the Cuomo story. Biden calls on Cuomo to resign after report corroborates the harassment allegation. New York Attorney General finds Governor Cuomo sexual harassed multiple women. See the gestures New York Governor Cuomo is offending. See the gestures he's defending. I believe the dude is so dirty, but that's just me. Andrew, he's got huge issues. I think he's got huge issues. But what do I know? 35 words. Excuse me. 35 words that almost certainly will end Andrew Cuomo's political career. Okay. Really? 35 words? So what's going to happen? Nothing. Read the Cuomo report. Any news you get about this is going to be sort of slanted. But I mean, it is what it is, man. What station is this? CNBC News. And of course, he denies. None of these people have. What's what I'm looking for? I mean, if no one's going to hold you accountable, why would you resign? This will just blow over, and I'll just stay here, fucking up. Like I've been staying here for 12 years, fucking up. I'm a cancer here. I'm entrenched because I get these people. The upstate people are all Republicans, right? Generally, and the downstate people are mostly Democrats, and that tells you how many Democrats are in the city. Um, I don't know, man. It is the whole environment of it is just. It's not new, right? You can't say that it's new. You can't say you didn't know it was going on. But now everybody seems to be shocked and you should quit. Well, I won't. Okay, well, I guess that ends it. Nobody can make you leave. And look, and I'm not for having this bullshit system where you can overturn elections, which seems to be what's going on uh, in some of these places where you can recall people at like the drop of a hat. But I mean, they stick moral clauses on everything but politicians, who definitely should have them, as well as I mean, they're not going to make a moral clause for themselves, just like they're not going to make a a a term limit for themselves. So I don't really know what to say about it. I like to follow news, but sometimes there's nothing really to talk about. Who didn't see this coming? I kind of not really even interested in what he had to say. Then Biden called on Cuomo to resign. Live update. You want to kick on the live update? Let's see what we got, baby bubba. The New York Attorney General investigator found that Governor Cuomo sexually harassed 11 women. The governor has refused to step down. Here's what we know. Assembly Speaker says Cuomo has lost support of the Democrats and no longer remain in office. Wow. Okay. Report finds Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women and retaliated against one for going public. Okay. Governor Cuomo is under criminal investigation and could face lawsuits. Okay. I believe that 11 women, Alicia James says, as she reviews report. I believe these 11 women. This whole believe women shit, you can kiss my ass. Let's have a group of women sit in conference about a guy, about something that a woman said to them, and see how fair it is when that man or that male person is not a biological relative, right? I've seen mobs of women screaming want justice when they just sort of wanted their way, and I don't know why they wanted their way, but these like this whole thing just makes it a gender like obviously it's a gender issue, but it makes it look less honest. It makes her look like she's taking a shot at guys over this, when she should have just left that phrase out of there and went about it. The report found that Cuomo harassed a state trooper assigned his protective detail. The words of women who accused Cuomo, I felt completely violated. All right. Deeply, deeply disturbing. Democrats said Cuomo should resign or be impeached. Yeah, President Biden Cuomo called on Tuesday for the President Biden called on Tuesday for the resignation of Governor Cuomo. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Andrew Cuomo, New York State Attorney General, found that Cuomo, a third-term Democrat, has sexually harassed multiple women. Asked the White House if Mr. Cuomo should leave office, Mr. Biden replied, "But yes, he stopped short of calling for Mr. Cuomo to remove if he refuses to resign." How do you know he stopped short of that? Let's take one thing at a time, Mr. Biden said. He stopped. How do you know what? See, who wrote this update 2 minutes ago? Remember I told you a couple of days ago they have people writing articles and you don't know who wrote them? You got to look all Katie Rogers and Nicholas Fandos. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's their quote. Who wrote the article though? J. David Goodman. No, that's not who. That's oh boy. Where is the author of your article? The report found Cuomo had harassed state trooper and oh, good lord. Yeah, he should go. Yeah, I don't really care if I want to hear from the state trooper, but all these ancillary connected women who have a story, I'm always kind of like roll my eyes at, because there's been good lord, how long is this fucking story? Who wrote the fucking article, guys? All right. Well, here's the problem for me. I can't tell who wrote this article. I cannot tell who wrote this article. There's no. Yeah, there's no. Oh boy, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Impeachment explained. These guys have a byline. Jesse McKinley and Louis Ferrer, right? Okay, fine. I don't want to keep reading. And that's the thing. I see all the time articles, don't know who wrote them. You might as well be corporate people writing them for you. Disgraced Cuomo clings to power. Yeah, he should have left 4 years ago. A byline. Neil Stanage. Good job. He wrote it today at 6:05. No, it was updated at 6:05. Let's go with that. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo was pushed close to political oblivion Tuesday after comprehensive report found he had sexually harassed 11 women, including 9 current or former state employees. I think we should resign. I think he should resign, President said at a late afternoon White House press conference. It was the first time Biden had directly called for the governor to step down. Cuomo has been defiant in the months since allegations of sexual misconduct first emerged, but even politicians in his fierce tenacity and capacious ego will find it hard to withstand condemnation from a president of his own party. Biden said he had not read the report from the Office of New York Attorney General Letitia James in detail, but he said, I just know the result. Handsy Joe Biden is telling somebody that all of this is bullshit. Call for resignation. Hakeem Jeffries, the chair of the House Democrat, also did so in a joint statement with 2 other members of the New York congressional delegation. Blah, 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 blah. These fucking useless people. Let me guess, Jill Brand got in there because, she's a useless person trying to be somebody's vice president. But Andrew Cuomo is also a useless person trying to be somebody's vice president. Yeah, remove him from the. He's been there too long. No, I mean, the first thing we don't do in America is have kings, and the first thing these people do is make themselves kings. The people want you to go. First, you want to do the people's bidding, and the people don't want you to go. Then, like, no, fuck the people. This is the cushiest gig I ever had, and I'm staying here until I'm 140. He doesn't have the balls to run for anything else, and now I don't think he's going to be able to run for anything else. Woo, 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 woo. Should I cut on some of these lights? I think I might have to cut on some of these lights. We can stop this. Yeah, man. Ooh, I should probably put me up here instead of that up there. Yeah, so I don't know. It's the whole thing is ridiculous. You see it time and time again, and the results are always the same. People are taken care of. The media, to half the media, seems to write disparaging stuff, but just so, not really in depth, hard hitting anything, but just kind of like, because you know what happened, so not everybody can be like, oh, what a great God. So some people say, oh, boo, but there's no real weight to it, and other people go, oh, condemnation, but there's no real weight to that either, and then just wait for the shoe to fall where they fall. It's ridiculous. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so what do we got going on here today? Other than a healthy diet of French fries, which were not awesome. Uh, Steak for later, I guess, which is still true, but I've been working on cooking that steak. What is today? Oh my God, today's Tuesday. I've been working. I think that's the steak's been in the fridge for like 4 days. I'm pretty sure today's my last day to do this thing with it, unless I throw it in a grinder and make it ground beef and then throw it in spaghetti. But that's not happening. So we don't really have a lot to do today, ladies and gentlemen. We really don't. And like I said this morning, it's like when you're about to retire from a gig, you don't really kind of care about the last week or two. You're sort of coasting. When you're about to graduate from high school, it's the same thing. You're sort of coasting. Here's one. Let's look at this one. allowing ads. Continue the site. What is this bullshit? What is all this dead space up here? Fucking ass. These people, you all suck. Oh, look, bylines. Laura Egan, Lee Ann Caldwell, Haley Talbot, and Kelly McDonald. That's too many women on a byline. CDC expects to announce new eviction moratorium after days of pressure. The CDC is expected to take action on Tuesday to protect renters at risk of being evicted after progressive Democrats waged a pressure campaign in recent days, criticizing the White House for allowing the eviction moratorium to expire. Fucking finally. You know what? Because they want to get elected again, and somebody would say you were confident and you didn't do dick. Right? He's not getting elected again. He could give a fuck. He ran for president 5 times and then had to rig it. Meanwhile, Obama is throwing himself 60 birthday parties with 1,000 visitors in his Martha's Vineyard estate. Man, talk about the politicians fucking conning you. People get into politics to get rich. And now you're about to throw 20 million people out on the street. Fucking stop it. Somehow my name got out and they've been calling me all day. Another fucking useless thing about this government, they can't even stop robocalls. It's been 20 years. They can't stop robocalls. Fucking useless government. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can put me in jail for 1,000 years. But when it comes to actually doing anything, like not getting punked by the fucking Chinese, I think your lunch is eaten. Oh my God. The amount of failures I could rattle off the top of my head is numerous. President Joe Biden declined to preview the Center for Disease Control and Prevention announcement when asked by reporters on Tuesday. He declined to preview the report, but he said he expects them to act, acknowledging that the effort will likely be challenging in court. He don't know what they're going to do, but they should do something. What a man. He's just the worst. My hope is going to be a new moratorium. So that doesn't help because now that moratorium is going to have to end too. Now you're going to have twice the problem. Twice the fucking problem. He's just the worst. 2-second fucking messages. Robocalls. And you can't block them because every time you turn around, they're using another fucking false number to ring your phone. Oh. How are you supposed to keep having faith in these people when they're constantly fucking stupid and failing? 20-year war in Afghanistan got you what? Who got rich off of that other than Raytheon and McDonnell Douglas and all these fucking contractors? Someone should really give a fuck, but all right. The new extension drew praise. What else were they going to do? The original ban was put in place in September in an effort to keep people in their homes because people were losing their jobs. Do we not remember this? The moratorium was extended multiple times. Was it really? But the CDC made it clear in June that a court order prohibited them from extending it beyond July 31st. Just days before the expiration, Biden called on Congress to pass extension to the moratorium, arguing that he lacked the authority to do so unilaterally. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi ultimately declined to hold a vote on the extension after it became clear she lacked enough Democrats to support it for the pass. So she wouldn't even hold the vote for it because no one was going to vote for that. It's the cowardliness of it. Prompting some progressive lawyers to lead protests outside the Capitol over the weekend. The White House and Pelosi urged the states to do a better job sending out emergency and rental assistance funding, which was included as part of a CARE Act and America Rescue Plan, which I understand they got $50 billion for and no one's gotten a check. So, like I said a couple of weeks ago on this show, why did no one get a check? Someone is sitting on this $50 billion because it makes interest. How much interest is $50 billion a day? I'll bet you hard dollars it's like $100, $200 million a day. Yeah, I'm jaded. Okay. Yeah, I'm cynical. All right. Prove me wrong, though. The Supreme Court in June declined to end the federal ban on eviction, but in concurrence, Justice Brett Kavanaugh And Justin Brett Kavanaugh wrote that decision was made in part because the ban was expiring in July, and said that any further extension would require congressional action. Gene Sperling, who is overseeing the White House rollout of COVID emergency funds, said the ruling presented a difficult obstacle to the CDC and the White House. Where everybody's always wants to be a part, then complain about the job you have to do. Mm. Spoke to House Democrats on a conference call calling Tuesday's morning, where a member pressured her to commit that the White House will extend the eviction moratorium. Pelosi acknowledged the pain and being felt by landlords who run small rental operations. Oh, really? They're the pain, the landlords? Here's the problem. Once you throw those people out, the landlords get new people. But how many people can you get if a lot of your population has this problem? Throwing 20 million people out is going to destroy neighborhoods too. People aren't going to be happy to be homeless and then move to where? To be homeless there. The whole thing is just stupid. Pelosi acknowledges pain being felt by landlords who run small rental operations who haven't received a rent check in a year. Sorry. Come on. Pelosi acknowledges by landlord in a year, but she encouraged Yellen and the White House to briefly extend the moratorium to allow for money to be distributed. You know what? You're going to need a few months for this money to be distributed. Two people on the call who asked to remain anonymous. Everybody fucking remains anonymous. This is the bullshit. Look, you can't keep reporting stories with no fucking credible sources. Everybody can't be anonymous. Some of these anonymous people are made up. Rep. Maxine Waters, who useless, Democrat California chairman of the Financial Services Committee, insists that the administrator had the authority to extend the moratorium. Why? What do you base that on? What do you base it on? She's an idiot. Rep. Cori Bush has experienced homelessness. Has experienced homelessness? Has experienced, I don't even like the wording of that, and has been staging a protest on the Capitol steps, asked Yellen which one will be more devastating. A court challenge that we have to fix, or 7 to 11 million people hitting the streets. Yellen told the lawmakers on the call that Treasury had already distributed 40% of the most recent $45 billion funds for rental aid. So she gave money to who? I think they gave $45 billion to landlords. 40% of it. So what is your 40% of $45 million? $45 billion. I'm going to say 20. I'm going to say 20. I'm going to say $20 billion. Exactly. Pelosi has continued to say she will not have House members who are currently in the first week of 7-week recess returning to Washington to vote on the extension. She won't have them come back for another 2 months. Man. Woo. This country is on thin fucking ice. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer declined to say whether the Senate could vote on an extension, and instead said he is urging the administration to pursue every area that they can to extend the moratorium. That's essentially political talk for yammer, kicking it down the road. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer declined to say, first of all, he declined to say whether the Senate should vote on extension, right? He didn't say anything. So, and then he urges administration, the president, he's kicking the ball over in someone else's court to pursue every area. I mean, they suck so hard as to be ridiculous. This is how countries fall, really, into the sewer. The people in charge are incompetent and greedy. And when something like this happens, they let 20 million people go hungry on the sidewalk, hit the streets. It's so messed up. But I mean, it's I don't even know what to tell you, man. Everybody in this position is not, some knucklehead who didn't do what they were supposed to do, right? A lot of people were hand to mouth, and then this environment changed, right? hand them out, and then they had with these shitty low-end jobs. A lot of them were barely getting by. Some were barely hanging on. Some were a little over that. But they just came in and knocked so many people out of contention. People had to leave colleges, right? I mean, this is that pull yourself up by your bootstrap shit, right? It's just empty words to say. Even as you're trying to do that, they rig it so you can't. It is what it is, baby. Everybody's perpetually protesting. We could roll soldiers. We could do that. Gotta figure it out. So I guess we're starting another political show. If I keep that there, I'm gonna have to get a dimmer light bulb. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just cut this out? Come over here. Cut this on. Pretty good. Pretty good. Could be brighter, but what are you gonna do? All right. So, are you gonna be homeless? Does anybody care? That's sad, right? Some people should care. Your government is supposed to have some sort of fix for you just in case you fall through the cracks. But we've always had a blame the person kind of thing, the victim of whatever happenstance. That way we don't have to do anything to you for you. And we always had to enslave ourselves, bend over backwards to corporate, because it's easier to get $100,000 from one guy than ask 100,000 people to give you $1. And that's essentially what our system is based on. But now I don't know if it works anymore. We'll see. Who are the presidential contenders? Because your girl Kamala is going to get her clock cleaned by almost everybody. Nobody wants her. What just happened? This ought to be good. Oh no, I don't want to be a presidential candidate. Presidential candidate 2024. This is 2020. We need 2024. All right, so Ballotpedia. Did I misread this? Democratic potential presidential candidates. Stacey Abrams. Give me a fucking break. She was a candidate, but she hasn't won anything but a state seat. She failed at the governor's run. And now people keep acting like she did some transcendental thing, and she hasn't. U.S. Senator from Colorado, at least, right? Governor of Kentucky, at least. U.S. Senator from Jersey, former mayor of South. He's not running for president. No one. Wait, this is 2024. Why are you telling me these old people? She ran and lost, and you're telling me she's gonna run? She's your official nominee, Gretchen Whitmer, J.B. Prisker, no, Alexandria Cott. Will she even be old enough? You've got to be 35 to be president, right? 37. She's 31. God bless her, but she's 31. She's too young to be president. She might not be. And here's the thing. Here's the quirk of our government. You can be any age to be vice president, but you got to be older than 35 to be president. So she could be somebody's vice president at 32. But God forbid the president kicks off and she's 33, she can't be made president. It's weird. And the president gets to pick his own vice president. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you keep the president, you keep the vice president, and you just install a new president, and that president doesn't rise. You know, this is why I like this country. All kind of weird, quirky shit happening. But there's a lot of thievery going on here. Michael Bennett, Andy Bashir, Kentucky. Look, Abrams has no chance. Bennett has no chance. Besher from Kentucky has no chance. Cory Booker from Jersey has no chance. No, Buttigieg, no. As we call him, Booty Gig, Gieg, Booty, Buttigieg, Booty Gig. Andrew Cuomo, absolutely not, especially after today. Kamala Harris, no. Jay Inslee of Washington, people like that dude. Joe Kennedy, no. We're sick of family dynasties. Amy Klobuchar, famously no. Who's Grisham? Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom has a weird sexual thing in his, so no, I don't think so. Who told you these people? These are the people I think they think are popular, who've been on television a lot. Democratic business executive and public figure, Oprah Winfrey. What? Andrew Yang. This is 2024. This ballotpedia is not a serious. Okay, let's see what they have for Republicans. Potential Republican presidential candidates. Oh my God. Chris Abbott, no. Chris Christie. I don't think so, but where this shit has happened. Bob Corker, no. Tom Cotton, no. Daniel Ted Cruz, no. DeSantis from Florida, no. Doug Ducey, ugh. DeWine, Joni Ernst, no. Nikki Haley, nope. Larry Hogan. This is a lot. Donald Trump is the only name I see on here that I think. Mike Pompeo, Mike Pence. Yeah, these two are absolutely not. Marco Rubio, nope. No one out of Florida likes Marco Rubio. So yeah, no one in Brooklyn, no one in Kentucky, no one in Montana, no one in Maine, no one in Oregon or Washington State is going to vote for him. So a lot of these people are trying to be picked for vice president because you have to run for that. You have to support Tim Scott, black, but they may, no, but they're not going to vote for him, but they will stick him in there as a black vice president, hoping to get some mix going on. Donald Trump has all the energy, is that the way I see it. The 41st president of the United States. What are you going to say about that? Republican business executive Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. Candace Owens is like 30. Donald Trump Jr. So Donald Trump is going, and Ivanka Trump. They're going to run against these people. A list of 2024 presidential candidates. Nonpartisan party. List of registered 24 president. So these people registered. Benjamin Garcia, Democratic Party. Brian Cox, Independent. James Nixon. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think all of this is ridiculous. This is what happens when you ask a serious question to the internet. Oh my God. Donald Trump debating his son and his daughter. I mean, there's a question about America. Is America its own state with Western leanings, or is America part of Europe? It keeps doing European shit, and we're not supposed to be doing that. Are we our own state? Or do we do everything we do in conjunction with Europe? It's a good thing to ask yourself. Huh. I'm going to try that question. Presidential hopefuls. No, Ballotpedia, your fucking day is done. 24 possible GOP presidential candidates in 2024. Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Tucker Carlson, no. Mike Pence. Why? The whole point is not to just be popular among Republicans. You have to be able to, oh my God. Let me get rid of me. And let's bigging this up. Ugh, good Lord. So 24, right? 3, 6, 9, 12. This is just half of them. Donald Trump was president. I get that. No one likes Ted Cruz. So he may get elected in his district, but even other Republicans outside of Texas are not going to. Tucker Carlson never held office. He's not popular with many people, but people on a television show. Why is he on this list? Mike Pence, a vice president. I get that, but he didn't have a constituency when he never. Oh man, Indiana, Nikki Haley. Okay, she's famous, but again, she's divisive. Ivanka Trump never held office. Okay, Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida. Oh, come on, dude. Sometimes I hate mouses. I don't even know who Kristi Noem is, but we all knew who Donald Trump. We all knew who Barack Obama was, right? He gave that speech at the 2012 presidential. Was it 2012? Yeah, president for nominating thing gave that wow speech, right? We were all like, wow, who's that guy? All us Democrats. And then, I mean, everybody's not a racist in the Republican Party. Some people were like, oh, wow, this is great. Hold on. Can you get that kind of energy with these people? Josh Hurley. He might be going to jail if shit keeps going the way it's going, right? He also encouraged people at the July 6th. Hey, information man, how you doing? I hope all goes well. All is going well. We're running through some possible GOP. Well, we were looking for presidential candidates, but then they just started saying stupid names, and I've been sitting here sort of smacking them down. I mean, we get him. We sort of get him. He's got a small constituency in Florida. He may end up being kicked out of the Senate for his January 6th shit. So why is he on this list? Everybody but people in Texas don't like Ted Cruz. She's looked at as a functionary, just like on the Democratic side. What's her name? Rice? I'm about to say Abby, but she was in not Bush's cabinet, Clinton's cabinet. Susan Rice. I don't know who this woman is. Right? And she's from a no-place state. Okay, Mike Pompeo. No. No, absolutely not. Now he's likely to be somebody's vice president to pull some of the black votes out of there. But the Republican Party isn't going to vote for Tim Scott from South Carolina. But if he was on someone's vice president list, South Carolina has a lot of black folks in it. Governor Greg Abbott. I mean, he's in the news for those people having to abandon Texas to go to Washington because of voting laws, right? So he's already divisive. He's not going. Dan Crenshaw has been in freaking the Senate for not even a full term. He's a year in congressman. I don't even know who she is. I know they got rid of the vice president's daughter. What is her name? Dick Cheney's daughter. For her, right? She's from New York. New York don't send Republican senators to the presidency. It's a Democratic state. So yeah, Tom Cotton. Yeah, no, I don't get any of these people. Who is this guy? Doug Ducey, Larry Hogan. No, just from the look of him. Mike Lee. Why do I know that name? Marco Rubio, another person with a small in his own home state. Ben Sass, Nebraska. How's Nebraska going to pull Joni Ernst, Iowa, all these small states? And then she's 30. And she's a TV personality. Yeah, I think this list is not serious. So I don't think this list is serious. All right, let's get back in here. So man, I don't know. Like you're watching this eviction moratorium. I think everyone in Congress had to pull together to make this happen, because this is going to affect every district all over the place. And they can't just go, oh, well, I tried. Sorry, half my district is homeless now, right? They want to stay in Congress for as long as they can stay in Congress. So the president can go, yeah, no. What is her name? Nancy Pelosi said she wasn't going to run again, right? But she's there for another 7 years. She just won that election. And now she's talking about she ain't going to do shit for 7 weeks. Because you can hold out for 7 weeks, I guess. I don't know, man. The whole environment is so, and I don't see why it wasn't bipartisan, because a lot, but then the Republicans' whole headset is sort of different. They really bought into that bootstrap bullshit. Even the stupid, super poor ones buy into it. I don't know. I mean, they're going to have just as many homeless people living on the street, too. I don't know how they're going to win elections. Republican. Oh, let's look up Democratic hopeful. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's not good. Alex Peter needs to stop it. Let's shrink this down. (2020) presidential, 2024 people. I guess they don't have any. What is Ballotpedia anyway? Why are they wrong all the time? If Biden Harris falls, who could be the strongest Democrat? All right, there you go. Oh my God. Oh, the Hill is a toilet. He's not. I don't think he's going to win election running now here in Virginia. Terry McAuliffe, he sucks. All right, stop it. Who do you got here? McAuliffe doesn't have. It's one word. You did a whole write-up for McAuliffe. That's it. He doesn't have any constituency outside of Democrats in Virginia. That it's sort of biased. Presidential candidates. Top 5. There you go. But will she be 30? You have to be 35 by election day. If she turns 35 in 2024, you may very well be looking at your first lady president, Hispanic president, and freaking under 50 president. The last 2 youngest presidents were class, Barack Obama and Jimmy Carter. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Hold it. Youngest presidents. Mr. President's by age. Yeah, let's do this thing. 40 to 44. Yeah, there was only two of them. 45 to 49, about 7. 50 to 54 is about 13. 55, really? Really? I could have sworn they were all. Well, how old was Reagan? Reagan was like, okay, fine. Oh, John Kennedy was 46. The youngest person to assume the presidency was Theodore Roosevelt, who was 42. Succeeded to the office after, okay, he was, there was assassination. Young to become president was John F. Kennedy, who won it at age 43. The oldest person to assume the presidency was Joe Biden, who took the president office 2 months after turning 78. All right, so let's do this. So where are we? How far am I? Oh, I was way off. Age for the started presidency 42. Yeah, this is right. Theodore Roosevelt, John Kennedy, Bill Clinton was 46. Grant was 46. Barack Obama was 47. 169, January 20, 2009. March 3 days, March 4, March. January 20th is inauguration day. No days post time presidency. How long have you lived after you had the gig? Jimmy Carter has been out of office for 40 years. I love it. Herbert Hoover was 31 years. Gerald Ford, 30 years, over 29. George H. Walker Bush is 25 and counting. No, wait. Parker Walker Bush had died, right? Right. John Adams, Martin Van Buren, Miller Fillmore, Bill Clinton. So Bill Clinton, George Bush Jr., Barack Obama. Well, Bill Clinton is right. Those guys are going to get like 30 years because they were just so young when they got the gig. Um, yeah, man, this I find this sort of shit incredibly just interesting. Second president, huh? He was 61. Yeah, Bill Clinton was fucking 45. Truman was 60. I guess wow. Why do I think? I guess it's the pictures make me think that they're so old. Top five Democrats. Okay, Joe Biden, New York Rep. Ocasio Cortez. Andrew Cuomo. Yeah, no, we went through that. People, no, no, he's not going to be president of anything. Kamala Harris, no, she couldn't be. Oh, okay, all right, I see what's going on here. Okay, who's Michael Bennett? Colorado, though. I mean, these sound like vice presidential picks to me. Yeah, who wrote this? Is there another one that I missed? No, Michael Bennett. Who wrote this? Rachel Bocchini. Top five Democrats. All right. Oh, was it? I didn't even have it up. Whew. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? We're looking at, yeah, look at this picture. It's just bad. Should we close this? We'll close this for a little bit. So there you go. We talked a little politics. We've been streaming for an hour. It's 7. Um, I keep making these announcements. The show's gonna shift. I guess we're calling it a show now, or whatever it is. Show's gonna shift. Um, there won't be any more two-a-days after Monday, after Saturday. So Sunday, we're still going to do morning shows. Those are complete and unto themselves. The 7 a.m. shows for Saturday and Sunday. But the 4 p.m. shows, the 6 p.m. shows will likely be still at 6, but we may pop to 7, we may do it at 5, but we'll let everybody know. But the idea, we're going to try and make the show a little more fluid and not so stodgy, right? So yeah, we're not going to talk about who was president anymore. We can't play music. Um, the cam finally set in. So what is bad faith? Oh, it's a political pod I follow. Um, yeah, maybe I will make a political blog. How would I even? Everyone has a political opinion. None of it is right. Right? Really, none of it is correct. I mean, you can try and bounce it on the facts and the people involved in their history, which is what I try and do. I try and know everybody's history, right? I really do know Biden's history. Uh, and when they come through, alert the community that that dude's a vampire. He can't be trusted. But politics is what it is. People believe what they believe and like to believe who they believe, and then when the bottom falls out, like the bottom. I mean, this pandemic is crazy. The idea you have to still talk to people to get vaccinated. I don't even know what to tell you. All my stories are about conservatives though, who didn't want to get it and then got it. So it's like they're going nudge wink wink. This is the thing that you should get this. The story. I mean, I don't even feel like the stories are really organic anymore. Having said that, you know, so one with a guy, they had one about this black guy who didn't want to get he didn't trust the vaccines because of the Tuskegee experiments, and then he got it, and then he was on TV going, "Oh, we changed my mind. You totally got it." Right? And so it was a different take, but it was just kind of like everybody's got their own reasons. I look, I took a year, right? I was like, I'm gonna see how this thing plans out in a year. A year later, to my word, I was like, okay, let me get this stupid thing. And now I've got the stupid thing and no superpowers. But what's gonna happen? Uh, I really don't know. I don't think you can talk about it. I mean, uh, YouTube took down, like they banned Sky News for talking about it. Here's the thing: if I play music that's copyrighted, they'll send an algorithm and it'll snip it right out of my whatever, right? Because it happened to me a couple days ago when I played Modern Love here, and I didn't even play the sound; I just played the video, and it snipped it out. So, but you're banning people about talking about COVID. I mean, a lot of this strikes me as making people be quiet under the guise of, look, it's like the Wild West. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get our hanging, right? And that's what it seems like to me. It doesn't make any sense. And they're a news agency. They're a giant news agency. I mean, and the people do it from behind the desk. You don't know their faces, don't know their names. It's also dispensed from on high bullshit that I really just can't stand about it. I mean, in the old days, at least you knew who owned what is it, American Steel, right? Like the Rockefellers. So you got, but like who own? You don't the faceless people in giant corporations who give millions of dollars to politicians to fuck you over, and then when it all goes bad, they cover for the politicians. I'm pretty sure someone could have did a fucking expose on Governor Cuomo and all these women before the dam broke and everybody started looking at everybody, right? Why do you think people kept it quiet? Same thing with Biden, as he's calling on Cuomo to resign. He's got the same shitty history. Biden calls on Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign following New York sexual harassment investigation. The CDC is going to announce actions to limit eviction. Why the CDC? That's the one thing I don't understand about. I figure it would be the home organization. What's the name of the people who run housing? Housing and urban development would keep you in your house, but I guess not. Yeah. Yep. Japan to deploy island missile defenses to counter China's military blockade. This is gonna be awesome. North Korea is willing to talk, but first it wants fuel, suits, and liquor. At this point, don't give them shit because they will just use that money to reprop themselves up, and then be a problem for another 100 years. End them, end them, end your enemy. That's it. Keeping this fucking nonsense going. Woman cornered on the beach by a coyote fights it off with a stick. Good job. Oh wow, they may actually. This is this the city. Cuomo harassment report spurs impeachment moves as Biden trumpets resignation. How many of these tiny little dogs did Paris have? Led us to the edits are only opinions of people, and you got to watch those because sometimes it's opinion, and they don't even like. There was an outcry that they weren't labeling these opinions as opinions a million years ago, but it is what it is, man. Arkansas Governor Hutchins regrets signing mask ban into law as state sees adult surge. So he banned the mask mandate, and now everybody's sick, and he regrets that. But he's still going to run again because, man, this society really needs to get its shit together. Why he matters. Ugh. That was a Black Lives Matter thing. Barack Obama at 60. Why he matters. Get it? Black Lives Matter. He matters. Get it? He's black. Get it? Get it? Get it? You get it? You get it? People are not as clever as they think they are with some of these fucking. Barack Obama is throwing a giant 60th birthday party on his giant fucking land. I read, I think it's 40 acres. He didn't get a mule though. Nice. Though he was from Chicago, then he was from Hawaii. Now he's from Maine, where all the millionaires are. I don't know, man. I wish he would have did something for the people. But the people definitely did something for him, didn't we? Yeah, show's gonna shift, man. Show is going to shift. Just like these rainstorms. A lot more politics, I guess. A lot more call-in discussions to see where we can figure it out. And all this part of the show, I'll be doing privately. Probably, probably some off hour, but I'll be doing it every day. It's this is more for me anyway. So that makes sense, right? Uh life is good, right? It's supposed to be. If life is bad, excuse me. If life is bad, excuse me. If life is bad and your life is not going the way you want it to, you have to change it. You have to. Don't suffer through it. And it's easy to change it with allies. It really is. I don't know about the type of person, the kind of allies, but I know human animals need friends and allies, and my whole thing is podcasting now. I've got like 6 podcasting allies. They all have podcast shows. They tell me stuff. I tell them stuff. They point me in directions. They check up on me. And you need allies like that in whatever you're doing, right? Uba. So make allies, man. Make friends. Take it seriously. And get to the next level, whatever that next level is. But don't forget your friends if you get thorough. And you can teach other people along the way. Each one reach one. Each one teach one. But you must make sure you know who's in your tent and that they're not full of shit. And they're not selling you out through the back door. You gotta build and protect what you're building. And you gotta monitor yourself so you can make sure that you're making proper change. Wow, look at this. I gotta tell you, man. I wonder if I turned on more lights if something happened. Maybe it's a shade thing, but that doesn't make any sense either. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. I saw him sing that song when I want to say, 26 when I went to Key West. I was like, really? Why is he here? This is his restaurant. I was like, really? Super popular song. A million tourists sang it and drank there every day, apparently, since I got there and since I left there. What a great way to like just kind of like leave a song in the world that everybody loves. I guess we're gonna start trying to learn some song in the next day or so. I just had an idea. Should I even shut this down and take this guitar learning thing and make it part of my... But then I would have to tell you why I'm not here every day. And I say it's a 1,000-day devotional, right, to discipline, in which I play the guitar every day and learn it. But I don't really have to film it live, and I could film it. See, there's my problem. I feel sort of like I'm abandoning something on a whim to try something else. But I sort of started this on a whim, right? I think what we want to do is we want to have a popular show, right? So, but this is not it. So we're adjusting the show, but I still need to personally do 1,000 days of this thing. So, like I said, maybe to start with 40 minutes of guitar, and then we're kicking that whatever, God knows what. As long as I do this for 1,000 days, that might be it. I think that's what's going to happen. So we're going to have 20 minutes or so of guitar, and it'll likely, starting Monday at 6, it'll likely be an hour. Hard hour, right? Bam, instantly we roll into something else. Music, I don't know, fucking hip hop, drawing, weed, cooking, I don't know, anything. Take it on the road. I'm just not good at organizing a show. You know what I mean? I could play Rock Band on my guitar. I need to buy an adapter. I have an adapter here somewhere. I could play some video games. A hard hour guitar in the every day. Bam. Then into video games or into something I take during the week because I'm going to do that. Cooking segment likely, and then video games. Right? I was also thinking because I'm falling back into being creative like I was when I was much younger. I'm trying to let a lot of the stress go and pick up some of the old stuff that I did. Right? I was super active because I was a hyper person. I'm not only going to be as active as I can be, quite frankly. Uh, but I did a lot of painting and I did a lot of drawing and I did a lot of socializing and I tried to be interesting and I learned a lot about music and people. And I had faith back then, right? But I did a lot of stuff. So even as I have less faith now, I think I can resurrect some of that energy to do more stuff. Like today, I was supposed to cook that steak, which is going to get cooked as soon as we get off the air. So I had an onion. And I was like, "How is this onion even good?" So I cut it open. First, I went out because I told the story yesterday. I went out to get an onion, came back with $80 worth of food and no onion. So I went out today specifically to get the onion. Uh, bought an onion and some drinks. Came back here, chopped up that onion. I was like, "Is this onion good?" And it was good. Chopped it up, got rid of some pieces which were not awesome. It wasn't soft, it wasn't squishy. I was like, "All right." Cut it up. Now it's in the fridge. So when I make this steak, the fries that I made were horrible. Yeah, I think the best fries are, man. But here's my thing: you just let the oil sit in the hopper on the counter. What do you do with the oil after this? Man. I love cooking. All right, so there's a turnaround in progress. This is known as the churn. The churn will shake up your life and kick you out of it, flat on your ass or on your forehead or on your back or on your feet. And then you have to get moving. Know what the churn is, baby. I used to write stories, short stories. I'd like to get back into that. I like to stop being so miserable because I follow politics. But here I am looking up politics. Beware the thing you love, for it will destroy you. So let's refocus. I really like just fiddling with it, like just not really. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just sit there and I can fiddle with it. And it's sort of like when I used to draw as a kid. I used to get at the kitchen table and just fall into the page, and time would like wash by, right? And people would walk in and out of the kitchen, and I wouldn't even know how they'd been there. It was like it's meditation. I like it. It sort of feels that way when I paint, but not really because I'm always like, what color is this for the? But just and I always just essentially did pen and ink on paper. I never was really good with coloring, but as you draw the whole thing out, you know, it's like a good book. You just read it and read it. Before you know it, you're at your station or you missed it because you were so engrossed in a book. It's a good thing, and I feel that way when I'm just kind of like dun, 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 and I feel, and it has a kind of a different feel to it. It feels like the same thing but different because it's like I feel like the last time it was my hands and my eyes like drawing it, and now I feel like I can close my eyes and it's my fingers and my ears doing it. But I can still fall in, and I was like, oh, it's like a meditation but slightly different. And I was thinking, what if you could meditate with like not your fingers but like your ears and I don't know a smell or and you can still fall into something like that. You know, these are the things, man. These are the things that matter. Uh, and I think at the end of the day, you'll become some wise shaman of your zone. Like everybody will be like, "Oh man, that dude knows what's up." Yo, let me ask you about this, that, the other thing, and you can take a logical sort of like, because I mean, meditation allows you to reach a point. If um, like if meditate, okay, let's say I'm gonna give you a meditation metaphor. Let's say there was a pool, right? Um, and there was this big, not as big as a lake. Let's say it was as big as a city like street intersection, like uh, and you could dive all the way down and touch the bottom of it, right, and then come all the way back up. That's meditation. Every time you go down, you can go down and you can stay longer. And when you come out, it's easier to access. It feels like you're not. It feels like the mile you went down the first time is a quarter mile the second time. Not a quarter mile, but like 75% of it, right? And then 50%, and then a quarter of it. And it's always the same distance, but like you do it so much, you can sort of access it easily. It's like confidence and all this other stuff. Some people live in confidence, and it's all they know, right? Other people live in sadness, and it's all they know. But you can access other states by art. I really do. I think art for people, like you can take a shark and flip it over and rub its belly and put it to sleep. I think art is that for people. Art can sort of get you back to this kind of like, and I think you have to do it. I don't think it's you listening or you doing something. I don't know. I mean, I've tried to meditate by just sitting there, and maybe you can do it. But I think usually you have to be doing something. I don't know. I know there's a runner's high where people fall into like this mental state of running, like autopilot. But that's really what it is, right? My autopilot is with my hands and like my eyes, and it gives me this nice feeling of creating something, and you know. But this just flucking around like pling plong, plink, finding notes is very much my fingers in my ears, and I can do it with my eyes closed, and I feel just as good but totally different. You know what I'm saying? And all because I sort of slid away from the angry politics of it and was like, I gotta find something else for me to do here. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sitting here going, God damn those Republicans and those do nothing Democrats, right? And then I'm just gonna keel over people like, wow, you really like politics. So fucking what? You know what? Let's avoid all that by just kind of going, what's important here? Uh, I used to be interesting. What am I now? A couch potato? That can't be right. Right? You still have all the magic that you ever had. And it's growing, right? With age comes wisdom. There are young people who are smart now, right? And you shouldn't hate them because they know more than you. And they shouldn't hate you because you're just older and you the old people don't know shit, right? So it's this kind of weird thing of how we are all at each other. When the fabric of society is those young men. I was once like them, or oh man, those my elders. When I'm an elder like that, I'm gonna be that guy because that guy is, he's I always talk in tribal references because they're easy to understand. You may not be the tribe leader, but like you know, and this it you shoot for something, people in the zone versus just kind of like no one, no one. I don't think there's a lot of happiness going on. I see people walking with their kids on the phone. I'm like, you've got a life right there. He's right there. Your most important thing is right next to you, right there. What kind of person is this kid going to be in 20 years? What did you like? If you're boring now, look back to the last time you were interesting or you didn't feel set upon and think about what you did. And I hope that it was something other than play with dolls and want to shop, right? And that's not a shot at women. I'm just saying, like, when I was a young kid, I played with G.I. Joe toys, right? And I wanted things off of that I saw in Toys R Us, right? But as I got older, I didn't want that stuff, right? That can't be the last time you wanted something. So what was it? Did you want to join a band but didn't? Did you want to? I saw a sad thing about this woman who wanted to try and dress, and they wouldn't let her try and dress in the 70s. Not the 70s, in like the 50s because she was black. It might have been seven. Well, it was 79 years ago. How long is 79 years ago? So somewhere in the 1940s, I guess. And because it was racist in America, and she was a black lady, so they didn't let her try on the dress. So the article was like 70 years later, she tried on this dress, and I was thinking, why is that? And that's not a civil rights story. That's just a stupid story, right? You wasted 80 years thinking about this dress. You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh, if a million years ago, not a million years ago, I always use the frame a million years ago, meaning when you were younger, right? When you were 16. Think about when you were 15, 16, before you got that first job. You were out of junior high school, but you weren't quite out of high school. You were in this weird flux place. What did you hope to do? Please don't say I don't know. If you have an interest in something, a lot of people back then wanted to be writers, right? But magazine went the way of the dodo. In my era, a lot of people wanted to be writers, and a handful of people wanted to be career military people. Nobody wanted to be a rock star or an actor. Um, like 15, 16, some people wanted to be cops like their dads. I wanted to make cartoons because I grew up reading comic books. So around that, and I also wanted to learn how to play the guitar, which I never did, which I'm doing now, right? Um, but what did you want to do then? Did you want to cook? Did you want to one day be a restaurant owner? If you wanted to one day own a restaurant, I would be doing nothing but cooking for my family. They're my nightly recruits to test this shit, right? And then open a food truck in 5 years. What's your 5 year plan? That shit makes sense though. It puts something in the back of your head that you work to. You look at your plan, you go, okay, and God made one, whatever. And you dream about it because hope and dreams are something. And then, that puts it in your head. And then you look at it again and you do a little more work on it. And before you know it, you'll hit a tipping point with it, bam, and it locks in. And you're like, yeah, oh, yeah, I'm closer to this than I thought. And, the whole is it really going to happen never enters your head because the click over says it's going to happen, right? So I started plugging away at stupid story plot lines and all in preparation for next week, all in preparation for ending the 7 a.m. shows and doing interesting stuff online for me, right? Sort of selfish, granted, but I gotta tell you, sometimes you gotta be selfish. So the question is, you should be selfish. What is the thing you wanted to do, right? I'm talking politics, but I'm also talking, I guess, poor man spirituality, right? Just to make sure you can avoid that stressful heart attack, stroke. Which I think can be mitigated if you're in a good health, if you're in a good mindset, if you're in a good frame. I think a lot of it's the stress of it. I mean, the food is. I don't want. I'm not even going to say the food is bad. I've had relatives who be 100, never dieted a fucking day in their life. Right? They worked every day. They were poor black people, and they lived to be like 105. My family, but I think it's it's a way of dealing with the stress of it. right? But you do have to do something. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna write that book. You're gonna start that podcast. You're gonna start that cooking. You're gonna write your graphic novel. Write your novel of poetry. Come on, man. You can self-publish even if no one ever sees it. They say you pull it off the shelf and go, "Yeah, I read this shit." Hey, let it be. How you doing? I hope everything's going well with you. So yeah, you can. It's about recapturing something, right? Yeah, of course, the society is gonna try and make it hard for you to get this. So the only thing you can do is work in Walmart or Burger King or you know some janitorial slot. But you can fight against that. You can get it. There are ways to wiggle out of the everydayness that they're trying to lock you into. And there's nothing wrong with everydayness, but every day should be a bit of a it should be a challenge, but not a challenge to freaking not a challenge to like keep hold your tongue and stay in these places where I mean, I have a mindset that there's a lot going on in America, and there's a lot of room for you to do shit. But yeah, joy. Yeah, exactly. Like there's like I think I said this on the show before. There's a ladder, right? There's happy, then there's joy, then there's ecstasy, right? There's the ecstatic, then there's ecstasy. So happy you can get a lot of, and we find it happy. We find it hard to get everyday happiness, right? Joy is a level up. You have joy when you have like kids, a wedding, right? It somehow kicks the happiness up a notch, right? It's just hard to be happy, you know, just every day, run of the mill. Me and my friends, me and my family. I like this person at my job. Man, what a good day it was. Try to string 5 of those together in a week, and you think that you won the lottery. So, but I'm not saying that people always were happy. I don't know about yesterday, but I know going forward in this technological age, you can be. Yeah, that's true too. Having been like having grace and being how can we explain grace? Being gratitude is not grace. Grace is a state of how would you even explain grace? We all know what grace is, right? It's just accept you. Oh man, now we're gonna have to look that up. But yeah, I think instead of complaining about it, you may have to be your own right. Peace, relaxation, simple elegance, refinement of movement, grace, right? Courteous and goodwill, right? Politeness, manners, good manners, grace, graceful. So it's a movement thing as well as a sort of a what do you want to call this? Uh, Sort of a being, a state of being, right? Yeah, simple elegance. Yeah, state of being. Um, so the idea is just not to give in, right? The idea is to go, man, even if your day is hard and your boss was an idiot, don't give in to the God that I hate my boss, I hate my job, I hate, you just kind of go, whew, I can take that coat off me now, back in my zone, write that book, write that story, play that thing, love up on these kids, my husband, my wife, my this dog girl. Don't let the anger spill into your life, and then you because anger is a plague too. Anger is a flu. You make your woman angry, and she'll make her girlfriends angry. And if you make your homies angry, well, they won't be homies for long. But it's usually strangers, right? It's usually the road rage guy flipping you the finger off in traffic, cutting you off. It's that kind of shit. So you just kind of don't want to internalize it. Go, but when you go home, you want to leave it all outside. And then on top of that, I think move toward trying to actually work at a happiness strategy, which is a little discipline for your art, your painting, your drawing, your children's book, your whatever, and sort of holding that as when this whole shit goes off in the world, you've got something to back your head. Like I got something else going on. You know what I mean? So it's not easy, and it's like quitting smoking. You have to will yourself out of that mind space. Yeah, art is a good strategy, an absolutely good strategy, especially if you can fall into it. But think about art is you really do need some time to just do it by yourself. I've never had a good experience in like an art class or doing art with a bunch of people. But if you could sit by yourself in your own space, which is hard to do, but depending on what kind of art you're doing, you can really fall in and lose track of time. And that is great. And sometimes you can just mellow out to like a great song or a book or something and listen to the whole album and then realize, oh, what time is it? This album though. But albums have a finite time they end, right? But sometimes books you have to look and be like, oh man, I've been reading this book for 2 hours, 40 minutes. Just a way to sort of like, you know, shake the burrs off of like, I don't want to say your soul. It sounds a little hippie. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, working for a bad boss will do something to your spirit, right? So why would it not make sense that you can sort of shield yourself off from that and replenish yourself with like art or I mean TV all night just dulls your brain down, right? It's sort of theater where you just go. You ever watch people looking at TV? Like you don't notice it because you're sort of in sort of a TV trance, but it's like, and then at the end of it, you don't really get anything out of it. You'll get more out of it if you made the shit yourself. You have an iPhone; it's got all that tech shit on it. Music, you got an iPhone, so go to that tech shit on it. Uh, yeah, I'm just sort of trying to encourage more people to be a little treat. There's a lot of vanity in our society, but this is like teaching yourself music is a discipline. It's not vain. It will boost your self-esteem though, right? But it's not a vanity. I mean, working on a discipline, writing that book, writing that novel, doing that thing, painting. I mean, that's not vanity. That's even if you did it nothing but 1,000 paintings of you, right? Some portraits. I mean, that's a discipline. You got to do this painting and prep these boards, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, we're gonna end the stream shortly. We've been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes. Uh, but yeah, as the show shifts, it'll likely start about 7 come Monday. No, come Saturday. Well, Saturday shows are gonna be the same. Come Monday when the weekend shows are gonna change. Uh, but I'm still gonna teach myself guitar, still gonna be here trying to big you up. Man, look at this rain. I'll be able to do remotes, which is nice, right? Uh, and maybe find some books that we can read. It'd be nice to read on stream to work on my reading. But I don't even know what you would read. It's all the classics would be 100 years old, and those, in my opinion, would be boring. Um, I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember. Oh, T Pain is live on Twitter, on Twitch rather. I'm gonna go over there. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to be a good neighbor to my neighbors. That's what I was taught to be. So I'm sort of, I guess, trying to make a little of that happen. I know it's weird, um, but I think, yeah, I think if you could just get a few more people and a few more people, then before you know it, maybe you'd have a slightly more interesting society because you want to. I mean, and don't get it wrong, jealousy is a good thing too if it's done properly. Well, that guy plays a really mean guitar. I better work on my guitar game, or work on my running, or that school has taken the football championship 3 times a year. We gotta, then you sort of have a good rivalry to chase something at. So even getting there and then finding something like that will help you build whatever you're trying to build. But you can't, like we talk about solitude. You can't be just angry at your boss and hateful and then not moving on. Not moving on. I mean, like to move on from it, but like not making sure that your inner life is rich too, right? And your inner life can't be just yelling at somebody. Um, Sunset is at 8:08 today, right? We looked at this yesterday, and tomorrow's going to be 8:07. What's sunset today?
Sunset will be at 8:08 p.m. today.
What's sunset for tomorrow?
Sunset tomorrow will be at 8:07 p.m.
Every day, just a minute, just shave a minute off. Just like, you know, some celestial being adjusting the time clock, just shave a second off, then another second. Like some mythical who did they strap to the boulder for giving fire to Prometheus, right? Prometheus Unchained. Yeah, Prometheus. Zeus tied Prometheus to a boulder, condemned him to have his liver eaten out and grow back every day because he gave humans fire. And with fire, yeah, slowly but surely, inevitably creeping toward fall. The slow death of the year, right? It comes in as a newborn with that stupid hat and slash on, then it leaves as that old guy with the long beard. But his spring, whew, he ran around, didn't he? He did his thing. I wonder what he looks like. They never show him in spring and summertime. Uh, uh, yeah, but man, fall is awesome. I actually may go back up. Should I drive up to Maine? That'd be a nice drive during the fall. See the foliage. Yeah, parts of. I mean, we can't kill off the trees, man. They're beautiful. What is going on here? So okay, all right. We've been streaming for a bit now, and this is where we end it. Remember, we're gonna have 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. shows all this week. Saturday, the final 20 minutes of guitar. Well, it's gonna be the 50th 20 minutes of guitar practice at the PM show, and then Saturday we're gonna have the morning Saturday and Sunday shows, and likely we may keep the evening shows. Likely Saturday Sunday evening shows. They won't be guitar shows. Uh, the guitar thing I'm still gonna do. It'll be an hour nightly, and then we're launching all sorts of other stuff. Um, so we're still gonna do 1,000 days of streaming, I guess. I will still be learning the guitar, and every now and then I will update you so you can see if I've gotten any better. But we'll take on other challenges, um, and we'll talk about the world and politics and how things hopefully could or should be better. And maybe we'll start a group or two on Discord or something. I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can, I can hear that whiny like mouth harp from the Western Cowboy Show. It's just the worst. It sounds like a steel guitar that's been run over. Ugh. Uh, it's quarter two. Uh, we've been streaming for an hour and 45 minutes as of now. And I guess this is where we leave it. Please like and subscribe. I'm Karma Armor on Twitch. I'm True S Armor on YouTube. And yeah, and since it's going to be interesting, we're going to try and send out notifications when we're gaming because we're going to be gaming. Though I don't think we're going to be gaming on this restreamer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please have a good night. I'm about to cook up this steak. I was thinking I should run to Five Guys and get their fries. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cook up the steak and have it with mashed potatoes. I've got mashed potatoes. I would rather have it with French fries, though. Again, first world problems, right? First world problems. All right. We'll figure it out this rainy day. I do not want to leave the house. So I'm not leaving the house. Remember, it's also good to walk around your house and take stock of this thing that you built, right? And know that you were not always there. You were someplace else. So you can be someplace else tomorrow. Ooh, fry up the mash. How would I do that? Fried mashed potatoes? That sounds awesome. Fry up the mash. How would I do that? I would have to cover it in. I don't think it's going to hold the shape though. I could go like not a croquette, like a salmon patty. That all right. So I could. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this recipe up. Fry up the mash. Um, I like the idea of that. Oh yeah, so please like and subscribe um to my Twitch channel, to my YouTube channel. Um, I was gonna hang out because I think you stopped by before, right, Craig? Uh, but the time zones are so far off. Yeah. But my go-to, what I normally do is I throw arugula on a plate with some shaved Parmesan, cook the steak up, throw the steak on that, and let it rest, and have the juices bleed out, uh, and do it that way. But yeah, fry up the mash. You know what? Why don't we look? We're gonna lose some viability with the. But why don't we look at this one more time? Where is? All right, hold on. Cancel this. Okay, right here. Close this here. All right, so we'll do this. Present fried mashed potatoes. How do we do? Fried mashed. That's what I thought. Like croquettes, fried mashed potato cakes, fried mashed potato balls. Ooh, that looks great. What is this? Fried mashed potato balls. Ooh, that does look good. Leftover mashed potatoes transformed. When we make mashed potatoes, we make a lot. Don't think we ever make less than 5 pound bag of potatoes. I mean, what? I mean, what the? If you're going, oh wow, okay, huh? Let's go back here. Let's go back to get some images. Yeah, this makes more sense in a cast iron pan. Oh wow, these are actually fries, mashed potato cakes. Can you have these with steak? What do you normally? What do you? What do you eat? What do you eat these with? I don't see. They're all alone, so I don't. Oh, there's gravy in that one. What is this? That's chicken and vegetables and potato cake. This one has cheese in it. This one is extruded. I've never heard of this before. Mashed potato cakes, fried mashed. Oh, okay, that makes sense with overturned egg. Oh, you could. Oh, you could put it on a. Can you do it in the oven? Cheesy fried mashed potato balls. All right, I'm going. I'm going down the whole. Oh, this looks good. Simply delicious fork. This is chicken fried steak with gravy, mashed potatoes with butter, and what is this? Long stem broccoli? No, it's okay, now we gotta find this recipe. My mom's chicken fried steak. Your mom's chicken fried steak is straight off the chain. Look at that. Stop it. All right. My mom was not an avid cook. Was not. Oh, implied she's gone. All right. Steak, flour seasoning, eggs, oil, frying. What is chicken fried steak? Chicken fried steak is freaking awesome. Look at that gravy. Looks delicious. How to make chicken fried steak. Prepare the breading station. Bread the steak. Fried chicken steak. How to make the gravy. To make the gravy, this is what pour off the oil and wipe out most of the flour in the pan. Return the pan to the heat and add a knob of butter. Add flour and whisk with farmer roux. Then pour the chicken stock. Okay, season with salt, pepper, and lemon juice. You can add herbs and spices, choice as well. Allow to simmer for 5 to 6 minutes. It takes a whole lot freaking longer to make a roux than that. You can just fry up a little butter, cheese, and black pepper to taste. Cast iron is the tool. Really, you can just fry up a little butter, right? Cheese and black pepper to taste, right? So I would have to cover it in. You're saying I wouldn't have to cover it in anything. You're saying I could just. I'm confused. What are you telling me, Craig B? Are you saying that I don't have to cover them in flour? I could just drop them in a little oil, a little butter rather, because that would be awesome. Keep breading the steak, right? What to serve with: garlic mashed potatoes, maple butter, sweet potatoes, crispy peppers, mashed potatoes, easy cream, mushroom sauce. Ingredients: 2 beaten eggs. See, they don't tell you. I hate to say it, but nutrition: fried steak, mashed potatoes, vegetables of your choice. Yeah, that looks delicious, especially with that butter in that mashed potatoes. Woo-wee. Excuse me. So you would bread it with a little, because I have a melon baller for small ones, but I also have an ice cream scoop. I could scoop it out because it's cold now, so it's going to be hold this form. Cover it in powder. Cover it in flour. Drop it in. I want to say about what, a little bit of oil, less fourth of a cup of, not cover the whole pan. This looks fucking ridiculously good right now. Chicken fried steak. There's no way I'm making chicken fried steak, but man, does that look good. I actually may put that on the like this, right? Not a lot of oil, but cheesy mashed potato recipe. What is that? What is this right here? What's the side? What is the side? Every cheesy, fluffy, loaded bacon, surprise fish. Huh. They never tell you what the weirdness on the side of it is. Right. I'm going down a hole here. Uh, I do have mashed potatoes. I could just have mashed potatoes and steak, and I don't have peas. Look at this. This chicken country fried steak is calling out to me. Here's another recipe. Peas are awesome too. I used to eat peas with everything. The nostalgic community snapshot of classic American comfort food. Breaded minute steak, a favorite cut of beef for the time crunch cooks. For time crunch cooks are often flash fry in and out of the skillet in about 5 minutes. Served with creamy mashed potatoes, peas, and taped with silky, rich gravy. Dinner doesn't get much better than this. Cook, relax, and enjoy. So what do you need? You need peas. You need a minute steak, and you need russet potatoes. Cook this recipe in 6 easy steps. Okay, so you shred the potatoes, easy, uh, and then you mash the mashed potatoes. I like this. What is this? Martha Stewart. Yeah, this is a really good layout for a food page. It's really neatly done. Look at this. This is really neatly done. I have to give it to Martha. Cook the peas, make the gravy. Yeah, I gotta say, I gotta get. Oh, I don't even have you guys up. Good Lord. I was looking at this. I'm sorry. Uh so this layout is what I was looking at. 25 to 30 minutes, level easy, right? Um, but look at the layout. This is what you need, right? Peas, what we send, like we're not ordering. Minute steak, russet potato, 3 ingredients. Uh the stages of these ingredients. A small, I mean, this is a really smartly done website for cooking. stay in our food loop, is essentially, and it tells you how long it takes to cook, which 30 minutes. So while this is happening, you can bread this, and while that's happening, and the potatoes get done because God's born, you just mash them, add milk. Two-minute steaks where you don't have to cook them forever. You just flash fry them 2 minutes per side. Cooking oil, add 1 tablespoon. Wait, hold it. Pour off and discard all cooking oil from the skillet and wipe. Add 1 tablespoon oil to the skillet and heat over medium. Add reserved table flour and cooking whisk occasionally until golden brown, about 2 minutes. I thought the I thought chicken gravy was made from the residue of the chicken, not wipe it out and cold, put a whole new oil in there with a whole new roux flour. Heat skillet oil, cook turn once until golden brown, 2 3 minutes per side. Transfer to a paper towel. 5. Make the gravy. Pour off the. Let's make you can see this. Pour off and discard all cooking oil from the skillet and wipe. Right. Add 1 tablespoon of oil. I always thought you in reserve table. Yeah, I always thought you add you cook you. Mm. All right. Well. Is tablespoon of flour and cook, whisking occasionally until golden brown, 2 minutes. Slowly whisking remaining milk, slowly whisk in remaining milk and cooks, stirring until thick, about 2 minutes. Yeah, I thought you were supposed to. Let's ask. Do you use the chicken? Use the steak oils and that doesn't make any sense. That question doesn't make any sense. Steak. All right. That question doesn't make any sense. How do you keep breading chicken fried steak? How do you tend to restaurant? How what the blah, 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 blah. What kind of chicken fried steak from? Chicken fried steak, creamy gravy. The ultimate chicken fried steak recipe. The best chicken fried steak recipe. Southern chicken fried steak recipe. All right. Some tells me that they wouldn't pour it out originally. Let's see what they say. That looks good too. Chicken fried steak is Southern traditional. Da, 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 da. Right? I thought you used all this oil, not pour it out. But let's see what they say. It's a piece of steak. Well, yeah, see. Ooh, that looks good. What's the difference between chicken fried steak and country fried steak? Ooh, chicken fried steak and country fried steak are often considered one and the same, but Southerners, Texas in particular, would like you know that there's a few key distinctions. While both are coated in fried cube steak, chicken fried steak is always served crispy, while country fried steak is served smothered in gravy. Okay, I guess that makes sense. All right, look at how much oil that is. Cook just 2 steaks to avoid steaming the steaks. Pan fry your steaks. Use the leftover flour and oil to make. Use the leftover flour and oil to make the gravy. This is a trick kitchen country can turn me on to. Instead of using fresh flour, but the thickening gravy, use a bit of the seasoned flour from coating the steak. The flour gets cooked in bits of cooking oil, so it's perfectly safe and to avoid waste. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. Uh what? Yeah, I just thought you cooked it in. You took the steak out. You whisked the pan to break up all the big bits, right? And then you added flour to what you had there. Still whisking. Still breaking up the big bits. That's why every now and then you get like a dark bitting of it. Something tells me there's a southern fried recipe, and then there are these boutique recipes that you see on the internet, nets. Let's do this. All right. All right. So once again, ladies and sorry. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I say goodbye to you. So it always takes me half an hour to say goodbye. We've been streaming for 2 hours. The sun is going down in 4 minutes. You want to wait? When is sunset?
Sunset will be at 8:08 p.m. today.
Okay, we can wait 8 minutes. It's stop that. What time is it now? It's 8:01. We're gonna set this for 7 minutes. Well, not well, yeah. We wanna let's set it for 6 minutes. Here's the thing. Wow, the sky's a nice shade of purple. Here's the thing. The sun won't really set for another 8 minutes. The sun takes 9 minutes to get here from this. The sun takes 9 minutes to get here from the sun. Sunlight takes 9 minutes to get here from the sun. Uh, man, the sky is beautiful. Here's another sad fact I'll tell you about. When Mount was not Vesuvius, not Pinatubo, uh, Mount, what's the mountain in the South Pacific that blew up in like the 18, I want to say 40s, Sumatra in the Java Islands, right? Uh, people, painters of the day, because there were no photographers, painted these beautiful sunsets. And one guy painted a sunset every night in London. And the thing is, scientists now, atmospheric, like meteorologists, know that it puts so much stuff in the air. They think they lowered the temperature of the world 2 degrees, which is a lot, and put so much like matter in the air, killed up all these people. The loudest sound heard. It was heard around the world, right? The bang, and it reverberated in our little glass bowl, not glass bowl, but atmospheric little, just went around a couple of times. Uh, they said that all those little particles made the sunset and the sunrises fucking beautiful. But that's and it's doing it now because it's pollution in the air. Pollution and the colors of sunset. Let's look for that. Okay, we're gonna end this, but I just want to show you this thing. This is why you should cherish every day, folks. All right. How do air pollution affect sunsets? Intense red sunsets are often visible when forest fires are burning nearby or when volcanic eruptions happen. The most heavily polluted cities in the world also tend to have more orange and red sunsets, resulting from abundance of human-made aerosols. But it's not just that. I mean, they were beautiful forever. I mean, my night sky almost looks like this. It's almost that lovely purple. So let's look up sunsets. Volcano. Oh, 18, I want to say 1840. It was around the time Dickens was writing his poetry. Red Sky Night, The Signs of Sunset, Pink and Purple Sunset. Yeah, politics, not politics. What is sunset looking from? Fact that fiction smog creates beautiful sunsets. Yeah, it does. It's the last thing you want, though. All right, let's send this one to bed, boys and girls. All right. Thank you for coming by, Craig. It's good seeing you again, man. So I'm gonna cook this steak before that steak actually does become wasted. Um, get out there, enjoy yourself, talk to those people. Maybe those people want to talk to you. But sometimes you have to be the master of your fate and the captain of your ship. And we're not asking you to storm a mind. We're just asking you to meet some people and have a beer with some people and try and make a friend or two in like before the year is out. Okay. So let me see if I can pull up your profile and like, yeah. So yeah, man. Hopefully I see you again when the shows are going to be longer, and they're going to be mostly night. So hopefully I see a lot more of you since I don't see you in the daytime, and we'll share like an overlap. But we are going to put this one. Too bad we have been streaming for 2 hours and 8 minutes, and we've got 40 seconds before the alarm close off. Alarm goes off, and then we see we're not going to see any sunsets, but it's symbolic that we see the sunset, right? And like I said, this fucking sunset is fucking purple. It's beautiful. It really is. I often think that the dinosaurs had like a really beautiful sunset. And they were like, "Hey Barry, look at the sky tonight. It's really beautiful." Oh my gosh. So what I'm gonna have with the steak? I guess I'm just gonna heat up the mashed potatoes and have it with mashed potatoes and butter. So this means we have 1 minute before sunset. What time is it?
It's 8:07 p.m.
What time is sunset?
Sunset will be at 8:08 p.m. today.
Just want to make sure you weren't lying to me. All right, so this is gonna be so. Ooh, that's not good. It's gonna be so good. The spiritual energy that wow, it is getting dark over there. I gotta tell you, when I left New York, the one thing I could not get over for 2 years was the sky. Like you have to look higher up to see more sky, and here you don't. You can just sort of. It's an amazing thing. The tall buildings here are tall, but there's so few of them. It's beautiful. Oh, what time is it? The sun is setting where you are. Well, not where Craig B is, but the sun, the setting sun, as the sun slowly sets in the west, is what it is, right? Uh, but it's only set for me because it's probably 6 p.m. in Colorado, and it's likely 5 in California. So then by the time it sets there, so your sunset is relative, you know. All right, ladies and gents, let's put this one to bed. The sun set a minute ago, and tomorrow it will set a minute earlier, and a minute earlier, and into the. It's not really the breach. It's into the future. It goes right at infinitum. Uh, remember, please like and subscribe because I would like a trillion followers. But right now, I would like to get it up to 50. So come on, like and subscribe. And I will see you on my Twitch page, on my YouTube page. And yeah, we're going to mix it up a lot. It's going to be great. The new shows are going to be great if we're going to call them shows. Have a good evening. And I will see you in the next one, which is tomorrow at 7 a.m. Then tomorrow night at 6. And that's Wednesday. Hump day. So get your humps checked out. It's very important that on hump days, you make sure that all your humping is taken care of. You don't want to be caught humpless on hump day. I don't even know what that means. All right. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for coming through, guys. Have a good evening.